All right. We are Jason and Sarah Hull, the owners of DoorGrow, the world's leading and most comprehensive coaching and consulting firm for long-term residential property management entrepreneurs. For over a decade and a half, we have brought innovative strategies and optimization to the property management industry. At DoorGrow, we have spoken to thousands of property management business owners, coached, consulted, and cleaned up hundreds of businesses, helping them add doors, improve pricing, increase profit, simplify operations, and build and replace teams. We are like bar rescue for property managers. In fact, we have cleaned up and rebranded over 300 businesses, and we run the leading property management mastermind for the industry with more video testimonials and reviews than any other coach or consultant in the industry. At DoorGrow, we believe that good property managers can change the world, and that property management is the ultimate high trust gateway to real estate deals, relationships, and residual income. At DoorGrow, we are on a mission to transform property management business owners and their businesses. We want to transform the industry, eliminate the BS, build awareness, change perception, expand the market, and help the best property management entrepreneurs win. Now, let's get into the show. All right, so today, what are we talking about, Sarah?
We're talking about what's new.
So maybe there's a lot. We've helped a lot of clients in the past, and if we've helped you 3, 5, maybe 10 years ago, there's been a lot that's changed at DoorGrow because we innovate and make changes pretty quickly, right? Mm-hmm. And we've got systems for innovation in our business. And so I think this is why we have the most comprehensive program in the industry and why nobody else can keep up with our pace and our level of creating and innovating and adding new stuff. And so a lot of you maybe have listened to this podcast a bit, maybe a while, maybe you're past clients, maybe you've never worked with DoorGrow, but I'm going to talk about some of the stuff we've implemented since somebody was maybe a client in our older programs, like our seed program, or maybe did some initial marketing stuff with us back in the day. And so we're going to chat a little bit about what's new since then. And so if you are a past client, this will be a great episode for you to catch up on what is new at DoorGrow. And if you'd like us to go deeper, I have a 37-minute video I recorded with slides on this subject going into a little bit more detail, but we're going to skim through some of this and help you understand there's a lot of innovation. So if you had some connection with DoorGrow in the past, since then, we have become the world leaders at growing and scaling property management companies, especially in the long-term residential space. We've become the world leaders at property management branding. Like I said in the intro, we've rebranded over 300 companies. We have launched hundreds of websites, more than we've done rebrands. And so hundreds and hundreds of websites. And we're still the leader in building responsive, mobile-friendly WordPress sites for property managers, which is the world's leading content management system. And if you're a past client, you might be due for a website refresh. We have over 70 different designs that you can choose from. And they are clean designs. They're set up so that these sites, we call them seed sites, they're optimized for conversions. They're optimized to build trust. And so if you have an old website from us, you might be due for a refresh. And we can certainly help you with that. And past clients would give you a discounted rate. So we're really great at doing websites for those that aren't a past client. And so reach out, we can help you with that. And we include websites for free in some of our programs. You still have to pay like the support costs monthly, but the design piece, which normally is thousands of dollars to get a site built, we cover and take care of that. That's included in our mastermind program. Related to that, we've also launched the world's leading mastermind for long-term residential property managers called the DoorGrow Mastermind. So, do you want to talk about this one?
Sure, I guess. Okay. All right. So one of the things that we had launched, like 2 years ago now, maybe, is what we call the DoorGrow Code. So what we've done is we've just seen over the many years and over Jason talking with thousands of property managers, he's just amassed a whole bunch of data. And after that happens, then you start to kind of see some patterns. So what we did is we created this whole map that lays out stage by stage and step by step the various different, I'm going to call them stages of a property management business. So all the way from I'm brand new, I have no doors yet, not quite sure, I really want to get started, but I don't actually have any clients yet, to, well, now I have my first client, and then I'm growing up to, 50, 100, 200, 300, 400 doors, all the way up to 1,000 plus. So we've created this whole roadmap. And then if you're in the Door Grow Mastermind, we also have created some corresponding belt levels. So we kind of like a martial arts system. We've created different color-coded belt levels that corresponds to both your door count and your income, because both things are important. And what are the things that you need to do at each different stage in order to progress to the next level in your business, meaning you're making more revenue, you're adding more doors, and hopefully you're stepping back a bit from the things that you're not loving in the business.
Yeah, and we call that the Door Grow Code. Like, we've cracked the code on growth, and this is based on talking to thousands of property managers. We started in those patterns. So if you'd like a copy of the Door Grow Code and see where you're at and stuck, reach out to us. We'd be happy to send you a copy. Just shoot us a DM on any social platform. Say, hey, just send us the word code, and we can send you information about the Door Grow Code, and that'll help you get some clarity on where you're at. So that's been a game changer. We used to have this old program called the Seed Program, where we would kind of clean up their business and get it ready for growth. And it used to be a 6-month program. Some clients would take a year to do it. We've replaced that with a 90-day rapid revamp program. And so our rapid revamp program is even faster. And this is where usually I use a diagram of a hose, and there's like a faucet to turn on the hose, and that faucet or spigot, it usually says lead generation. A lot of people think, I just need more leads, I just need to turn that on. And they ignore this hose that has 6 major leaks in it. And so we've identified 6 major leaks. And so as part of this rapid revamp, we spend like 3 months with clients, usually our newer clients that come on board. We do this first. This is like sharpening the axe before we go try to chop down trees, try to do the work to grow the business. And we're optimizing it for growth, and we're shoring up those 6 major leaks. And the big leaks are branding, reviews, website, pricing, trust, and sales, your pitch. So we call it positioning, perception, presence, pricing, purpose, and pitch. And if we can get those things really well dialed in, we find that companies, without even changing their lead gen sources, can double the amount of deals that they're getting on right now. So if you feel like it's been hard and you can't see why, these are usually 6 major blind spots, and this is why it's been so hard. If we can get this stuff dialed in, even without changing any of the lead sources, however you're getting business right now, you could potentially double the amount of business you're getting on just by getting these leaks shored up. And do you want to talk about pricing?
Okay.
So
pricing is actually one of the things that we cover now in the rapid revamp. Mm-hmm. And what we've noticed is even companies that grow to a considerable door count, most of the times their pricing is still just not great. I think we have yet to see a business that their pricing is already optimized. So a lot of times they're leaving money on the table, which is so awful, because you're working so hard for your money and you're just not making enough of it. And there's some statistics and data from NARPM. If you ever look at the NARPM data and you look at what like the average property manager's profit margin is, it's pretty abysmal.
Yeah.
And this is one of the reasons why. It's not the only reason, but it's one of the big ones.
It's one of the factors.
Pricing. So what we've figured out is, hey, a lot of property managers, they just kind of go with the flow. They do what the competition in their market is doing. They just kind of, sometimes they wing it and they go, I think this is good. And they put something together. And when we come in and take a look at it, we can find thousands of dollars more per year. So like Anthony O'Reilly Brooks just said a couple weeks ago on the pricing, he's like, oh, if I just do this one change, I don't even have to do all of these changes. He's like, if I just do this one change, then I can make myself an extra $26,000 a year.
Yeah. This is one of our clients.
It was great.
So yeah, so we had an old training. We were the first to roll out kind of the 3-tier sort of pricing model. To bring this to the industry. The basic idea was based around the Goldilocks principle and how it's easier to sell if you have 3 different types of pricing based on 3 types of buyers. Pricing secrets, we've rolled out 2.0. So some of our past clients, you've gone through our original pricing secrets. You have maybe a 3-tier model, or maybe at least 3 plans, sort of. Some of you maybe have lease only as one of them, which we don't recommend anymore. But now we've got this 3-tier hybrid pricing model. And I got some of the idea from Scott Brady, really brilliant property manager. He was using a hybrid model for pricing out associations. I then put my own spin on it based on what I know about pricing psychology. And I believe this is the most ethical and easiest to sell model. And it allows you to be unique and sell against all your competitors, and to kind of poison the well against flat fee companies or percentage-based companies. And so it gives you a competitive advantage, and it helps you close more deals more easily at a higher price point. So we've got that. The next thing, we've made some big advancements into sales. So some of you went through my old sales secrets training, and this was old school sales. Like, it was based on NLP, neuro linguistic programming. It was based on different formulas of communication. That some would maybe call manipulative, but the idea, and I would present at the beginning, like, don't be evil, like, these are powerful techniques. Well, a lot of the old school sort of sales tactics of high pressure closing, and a lot of training you get from most salespeople and people that are known for sales has really isn't working in the last 3 to 5 years. And so there's kind of this new model of selling that needs to be done. And because we're in this post-trust era, like, everybody's been kind of exposed and woken up a little bit that everything's kind of fake. The news is fake. The pandemic's fake. Voting's fake. Like nobody knows who to trust or what to trust, because we realize we've just been gaslighted and lied to by everything, especially the government and powers that are over us. And so nobody trusts anything anymore. And so there's a new model of selling that allows you to create trust that we've learned and rolled out. And we get into some cool tactics like the 3 dominoes to creating the ultimate pitch. I have a model of 4-phase selling, which is a simple framework for understanding 4 simple phrases to take people through when having a conversation. And then our golden bridge formula, which is, even if you learn nothing else, is the ultimate sales hack to just creating authentic trust and connection with somebody, which is the crux of sales. And so this is high trust selling, figuring out your personal golden bridge. I've used for years in my own sales and in getting on clients, and it's why people trust me so much. And so we'll help you figure out your own. And then we get into this whole new model of selling, which has multiple phases that helps people get their own clarity. And what I've realized is people don't understand their problems and what they need, and until you ask them the right questions. And so if you ask them the right questions, people will basically sell themselves. You don't have to be pushy in sales. This is more about being empathetic, curious, asking questions, and it feels very good to be sold to in this way, if you could even call it selling. It's really coaching. And so I'm teaching you how to do that as well in this training. And then we've also added recently offer documents, sales trackers, like some really cool stuff that we use at DoorGrow to close deals, and that are helping our clients increase their close rates significantly. So we made a lot of improvements to our coaching program. Maybe you could talk about some of those things.
Yeah. So I feel like since I stepped into DoorGrow, we changed everything. So
we did,
which is great, because it's like, there's a lot of things that we wanted to improve, and there were a lot of things that we wanted to add. So I think one of the best things for me anyway is I really love the Jumpstart events. So if you join the DoorGrow Mastermind as a newer client, then part of your launch package is going to be an in-person deep dive into your business with Jason and myself. You spend the whole day together with a small group of property managers. We keep it small because I cannot do a deep dive with like 10 people or 20 people. So we do a very small group, and we really get into the weeds. We get into the nitty gritty. You walk away with a very clear action plan. You know exactly what to be doing. And you just get so much clarity and connection with other property managers that are attending that event, which is really great, because after the event, those people, they kind of like stick together for a while, you know?
Yeah, create some nice connections. We rolled out the Jumpstart sessions because we started to notice a pattern that when clients would meet us in person or come to DoorGrow Live or conference or anything in person, they would suddenly realize psychologically we were real people. There's just something psychologically about video, Zoom calls, video trainings in DoorGrow Academy that's not real to our brain. And so I call it the real bubble. And we've realized if we can pop that real bubble from the beginning, clients' perception of and recognizing that we're real people, then that translates into the things that we teach are real, and the things and the results clients are getting are real. And so they start to get way better results. And so we want to give people that experience from the beginning. And we've got a much better outcome from all of our clients by getting them to do these in-person things towards the beginning of them joining DoorGrow's mastermind. And they're getting way better results. They recognize that this is all real stuff. And so they absorb the content and all the information in a completely different way, which is really powerful. So,
and I would also say, in addition to that too, though, if you had worked with us prior to 4 years ago, I would say probably 4 is the right answer. If you worked with us anytime before that, we recognized onboarding was very hectic, and it was, oh man,
it's really
everybody was like, oh my God, there's so much information. I don't know what to do. And then they try to take it all in, and they're overwhelmed, and they're focusing on the wrong things. And then they have a bunch of questions, and they're trying to like jump on the calls to get their questions answered. So we did a few things. And the best thing that we have rolled out is we have a really solid streamlined onboarding process now.
Yeah.
So we take you through a very proven, like there's a whole course on DoorGrow Academy on onboarding to make sure that you get into all of the tools. You have access to everything. You know how to use it, because just because you have it doesn't mean you know how to use it.
Yeah.
And then that you're connected with our team, because there are still some times that people are like, oh, I didn't even know I could talk to Maddie. Oh, I didn't know I could talk to Giselle. Or like, oh, I didn't realize I could do that. Yeah, you absolutely can. We have a whole team to support you. So we make sure that you're connected with the right tools. We make sure you're connected with the team. You get on like a couple of 15-minute coaching calls with our like onboarding specialist right at the beginning, just to make sure, like, we're going to walk you through everything. We're going to check everything. We're going to explain everything to you. Make sure you're on Telegram. Make sure you're connected to our entire team. And then they get a brand new thing that we had rolled out in addition that we added to onboarding is our client workbooks. So one of the things that everybody says is, oh my God, it's like drinking out of a fire hose. I hear this almost from every client.
Yeah, that analogy comes up all the time.
It's like drinking
they
out of
say
a fire
it all
hose.
the time.
Yeah, they're like, oh my God, there's so much.
There's so much available. Yes.
There is.
So we help them get focused.
That's great, but it's like when you go to a buffet. You're not going to eat everything at the buffet.
No.
You only want to eat the things that you want right now. And maybe you're like, oh, I'm saving room for dessert later. I know, like, I'm going to pace myself because I want dessert later for sure. And that's great, because you're not ready for dessert now. So it's not that you skip it. It's just that you don't need it right now. So we have a much better system of figuring out what do you need right now. So it's a lot more personalized. It's a lot more customized. And then you're able to go through a proven roadmap that's for your business and for your stage. And a lot of that lives in our client workbooks. And that way there's like one place to refer to. You know your belt level requirements. You know your rapid revamp to do items. You know what the homework is that you're supposed to be doing. Your sales tracker lives in there. And all of your action items and to do items, they're all in there. So you know exactly what to be doing. And there's one document to refer to that makes it really, really easy.
And when you talk to a coach, we'll map out exactly what, we want to figure out your goals, and then we map out tactical items for you to check off and to work on specific to you. And so even though we've got some different, paths and formulas and classes, we always tailor this to our clients, and the client workbook really helps that communication. It literally gets us on the same page, right?
Yeah.
Together, so you and our client, or well, you and us. All right. So we've added a client success manager, my daughter, Maddie, who manages all our social media, does all our video editing. She is now also our client success manager, and she is amazing at that. So we've had a couple different client success managers over the years, and that's really helped improve the connection clients have, the clarity they have. And we also have Giselle on our team who can find anything for clients and help them find
Giselle
things.
is like AI, but she's not.
You're right. Yeah.
She's the best human AI I've ever seen.
Yeah. So, and so we've got really good support systems for our clients. We also now leverage Telegram Messenger. We used to use Voxer. Some of my clients in the past maybe remember Voxer. So I think we've upgraded by using Telegram Messenger for sure. And it's a lot more reliable. And so we coach clients directly through it, walkie-talkie style. They can answer questions anytime. So that's been really effective.
And I mean, that's super powerful too, because this is the one thing that I like, especially in the rapid revamp, I harp on this a lot. Do you have any idea how powerful it is to be connected to a coach 24 hours a day? Like there is no time in the world that you cannot message us. So you can message Jason, you can message me, you can message our whole client success team, including Maddie. You can message us anytime at all. It doesn't mean we're going to get back to you immediately, but we get back to you pretty darn quickly.
Yeah.
And out of all the communication channels, those are the ones that we check the most. So like Jason will never check his email. So if you ever email Jason, it's a black hole. Don't do it.
Someone else will read it eventually.
But Telegram, he checks Telegram a lot. And I check Telegram. I mean, I message people sometimes back at midnight. Like if they send me a message at 11 and I'm still awake at midnight, I'm like, okay, I'm like messaging you in bed. I have no problem doing that. But you're connected very easily and very quickly to a coach who can rapidly answer questions. And it's not, it's not like this cumbersome thing where you're like, oh, I have to get on a call and figure out a time that works for me. Like it works for you all the time because you just send a message.
Yeah, so that's been real effective. We've got 3 different weekly group coaching calls. We've got a rapid revamp class where we're optimizing the product of the business and getting the business dialed up and ready for growth. Then we've got our growth accelerator class that we do. So the rapid revamps on Tuesdays, growth accelerator is on Wednesdays. And this is where we focus on just adding doors. We work with BDMs, we work with salespeople, we work with business owners to figure out how to grow and working on different growth engines. And then we have our Friday class, which is our operations class, where we get into creating scalable operations so that you can handle high paced growth without the business falling apart. So we've also added in our growth accelerator, we've added a bunch of different growth engines. These are different sort of vehicles or engines you can build in your business that feed you business organically without having to pay for marketing or advertising. And it's actually more effective than any cold lead advertising we've seen to date. We just brought on a client with 6,000 doors that was spending 30 grand a month trying to do internet marketing and digital marketing to grow their business, and they reached out to us for help. And so we're giving them a better strategy of leveraging business development managers in each market, doing organic outreach, and they're going to grow way faster, and it's going to cost them way less money. Right.
And for those of you that are doing paid marketing, do you think you can outspend someone who's spending $30,000 a month?
Right. And the reality is there's very little search volume of people looking for property management on the internet. And that's what all of the companies are competing in, that red bloody water. And there's tons of blue ocean of people. 60% are self-managing. There's no scarcity. And so we help you get these different growth engines dialed in. And we've got great tactics like, product research interviews, realtor intros, which is 10 times more effective than realtor referrals, which a lot of you try and it doesn't work super well. We've got, some clever tactics of going direct to investors. We've got We also launched this ROI calculator that's pretty brilliant that goes along with our realtor intro strategy. We've got the neighbor strategy, which helps you get business from neighboring property management companies, which is really brilliant. We've got warm review outreach, which will help you get better reviews, help you increase the lifetime value of your tenants and owners, and help you get more referrals from your existing clients. And so that can be real effective. Any one of these has helped our clients add 100 to 200 doors a year organically. And you can install as many of these as you want. We've got outbound partner prospecting where you can go after lenders, insurance agents, attorneys, vendors. And another example is groups, like one-to-many sales, and how to, instead of walking away from a group interaction where you hope maybe you'll get a lead or a referral or something, you walk away with scheduled booked calls and can make money. So cool. So those are some of our growth engines. Let's talk about, this is new.
I love talking about door hiring. We could do a whole podcast episode on just that alone.
Sure.
So and this is not specific just to property management businesses. This is businesses in general. They really struggle with hiring.
It's hard.
And it is so challenging. And what usually happens is you wait until you're in pain and then you hurry up to hire, and then your situation gets worse than it was before. Mm-hmm. And then now you've got, some scar tissue, and now you're like, oh, I don't think I want to hire, or like, oh, there's no good people out there. Like, I've been burned before. And it's because people approach everything pretty much the wrong way. Yeah. So we built this entire system that's called Door Hiring, and we'll take people through it to make sure that you've got everything in line that you need ahead of time so that you can actually be prepared to find the right person. We also give you proven processes to help you find the right people, including things like your RDocs, which is just a fancy word for job description, your company culture. We build out your application. We put it on your website. We give you like the job postings. We give you an interview guide. I literally give you the words to use in an interview. These are the questions you're going to ask. This is the order you're going to ask them in, and these are the words you're going to say. And then that is it. We take you like step by step. So we created this whole system in order to help people find really great team members instead of playing Russian roulette with hiring, which is really dangerous.
Yeah. So, and the whole crux of it is focused on the 3 fits, which is finding the right culture fit, skill fit, and personality fit for the role. You cannot create those in people. You have to find them. And finding all 3 can be challenging, and our whole hiring system is built around that. So just 3 more things real quick. One, we've focused on the 5 levels of exit. So a lot of property managers can't figure out how to exit the frontline work of the business. So they end up then selling the business because they're miserable in it. So we help you figure out how to get to, there's 5 levels. We help you figure out how to get to somewhere in the middle where you're happiest and you're out of that frontline work without going all the way to exit 5 and selling the business and having a lack of purpose or not having the business anymore, and then trying to start something new and getting to the same level of problem in the video game, and you keep losing against the same boss and whatever. So we help you figure out how to beat that boss in the video game. We also launched DoorGrow OS, which is a really robust planning system. We have found some fundamental flaws in other planning systems, which are a step up, just having one like EOS, Traction, Rocket Fuel, some of this kind of stuff. We've built something we believe is innovative and far better after working with some of the most brilliant operation people in probably in the world. And so this is DoorGrow OS, and this is our secret sauce at DoorGrow. And so we're helping people roll out and implement a planning cadence and system and get operators in place that can run this for you, the visionary entrepreneurs, so that your business runs smoothly and you can handle high-paced growth and have goals and get your team focused on the strategic side of the business rather than just being micromanaged through tactical work and task management. And then this is the last item. You want to talk about this one?
Well, we've got our DoorGrow Live conference coming up. So I think you did the first one in like 2018, then we took a break, and then we brought them back. So we run our DoorGrow Live conference once a year, this is our big event. We open it up to clients, past clients, people who have never even worked with us, people who are in and around the property management industry, including real estate, because if you're in real estate, you should seriously consider getting into property management or at least knowing a property manager. And if you need to know a great property manager, there's going to be a lot of them in the room. So the DoorGrow Live it's a really powerful event. We bring in some fantastic speakers. It's always very motivational and very tactical. So no matter what it is that you're looking for from the event, you will find it there. And it's a great place to connect and meet people who are doing the same thing that you're doing. Because that is just such a powerful tool to be able to have a network of people that you can rely on and that understand you and understand what exactly you're trying to do and what you're going through.
Yeah, and we have some amazing vendors that sponsor the event. One of them told me this is the only event that they now do of all the property management events because it's their favorite. It's the best one, even though it's small compared to many. They love this one and they get so much value out of learning and being at it as an entrepreneur. And so that says a lot. And so these are different property managers. These are growth-minded people that invest in their businesses. These are not the people that are just trying to have a shitty vacation and escape and go to a bar. These are people that are focused on growth. And so if you want to be around the best in the industry, DoorGrow Live is a place to be around the best. And you are the sum of the 5 property management business owners that you're the most connected to. So, birds of a feather flock together. So if you're growth minded, you want to be at this event. So, and by the time this airs, for a lot of you, if you're listening to this on Spotify or somewhere else, you may have already missed this year. So, but get your tickets, and we've got some cool bonuses that we're giving to people if they attend. So cool. Well, that's it for today. If you have felt stuck or stagnant or want to take your property management business to the next level, reach out to us at doorgrow.com. Also join our free Facebook community just for property management business owners. We reject 70% of applicants at doorgrowclub.com. And if you found this even a little bit helpful, don't forget to subscribe and leave us a review. We'd really appreciate it. Until next time, remember the slowest path to growth is to do it alone.